Hey everybody, it's Feasible Tax, and today I'm going to be doing a review of my camping equipment. So, I like to go camping, hiking, backpacking, stuff like that, and when I go away for overnight trips, this is the stuff I take with me, minus a couple of things that I'll get into in a minute. So, let's start off with the big ones. For my backpack, I have a Kelty Trekker. It's an external frame pack. I don't remember the exact size, but it holds everything quite nicely. It's got all kinds of pockets and tie-down spots, and I have a bad back, so an external frame pack really helps me disperse the weight very well. So through the video I'll be putting my stuff into this so you can kind of see how it all fits in. So next, let's talk about my tent. This is an Alps. It's an Alps Mountaineering. It's a 1.5 person tent. When I have everything, if I'm hunting, I'll keep a rifle in the tent with me just so it's not out in the open. If not, it holds my pack and everything in the tent with me quite comfortably. It has big, on the side, big kind of vestibules outside the door. Put your shoes out there. If it's raining, I'll do some cooking in there. You gotta be careful though so you don't catch the tent on fire and you don't choke yourself out. So that is going to go up on the top. Tie that down when I'm all done here. Next, let's talk about my sleeping bag. Now, my sleeping bag is a Leg Featherlight 20 degree. I don't really go camping if it's gonna be much less than that. I mean, I know some people are really into it, and I am not one of them. Underneath that, I'll have this. What is it? This is a Thermarest Ridge Rest. It's a good foam pad, nothing special, nothing to write home about. Nice and light though. And together they're pretty comfortable. Now under my tent, I just put a weighted tarp as kind of a ground sheet. It has 4 weights in the corners, keeps it from blowing away while I'm setting everything up. It is almost the exact size of my tent, just a little bit shorter, so it works pretty well. So when I'm packing up the pack, this will go in this lower pocket here. And on top of it will go tent spikes and sleeping bag. Yeah. And that's one pocket filled up. And this Thermarest goes on the bottom of the pack. So next, let's talk about water. So I like to take 2 means of water purification with me. Sorry about the bare feet, I just didn't feel like putting on shoes, guys. So first off, I just have some water purification tablets. These are a backup, like if my filter goes down or anything like that. So for a filter, I have the Sawyer Squeeze. It's the smaller of them. It works great. You just use it. I'll fill up a couple of water bottles that I'll take with me. Fill up my Camelback, which I have here. Oh, and yeah, so to use this, you just unscrew the bag, fill it with dirty water, screw on the filter, pop that off, and squeeze out the water. And what I really like about this is that you can also store dirty water, so you can carry some with you. So it just gives you more water carrying ability. So my Camelback isn't actually a Camelback, it's a Deuter, however you pronounce that. It's a 2-liter, just hydration bladder. And that goes in the main pocket here. There's a little separated section. Feed the bottom of the hydration bladder in. And then this one won't feed so well if it's not held upright, so I just slide this clip through the top, and when it stops fighting me, I promise you this is a lot easier off camera. Just click it together. Then that hose trails out, and I'll show you where I put that afterwards. The water purification goes in one of these side pockets. I like to just wrap it all up in the dirty water bag and slide it in here. Now, when there's too much water, you need pack covers and ponchos. So, I have here a rain cover for my bag. It's also a Deuter product. Nothing special, covers my bag, keeps the water from getting in my stuff. And that goes in a side pocket so that it's easy to find. Just slide it in there. Now here is a watertight bag that has my poncho in it, and I'm not going to pull it out because it's all folded up and it's a bitch to get back in there. Back just slides right into the main pocket here. Now next, let's talk about cooking. I have an MSR Pocket Rocket. It's a great little stove, will not work very well in extreme cold. Then I just use regular gas can. This just happens to be a Primus. I also use green gas, whatever's available. And this Pocket Rocket just screws on to the stove top, the can top. Oy. It's hard trying to keep everything in frame while I'm sitting off to the side like this. That screws into the top of the can. I'm not going to screw it in all the way because this is a new can and I don't want to break anything. Open it up. There we go. And you can put your cooking stuff on top. Now for cooking, I have a whole little set here, and I won't take the whole set with me. I'll figure out what meals I'm going to cook, how long I'm going to be gone, and go from there. So I have frying pan. Oh, I forgot about all this stuff. All the goodies inside that we'll get to in a minute. A pot lid, 2 little bowls that I never really carry with me. I just eat out of the pot or the frying pan, and a ladle that I never really carry with me. I suppose if you were cooking for more than one person, those would be good to have. Now I also carry a sponge with me just to rinse it out. I don't like dirty dishes. Then inside the pot we had my Striker, which I don't remember the brand, and I'll use this to start the gas, the stove. Just gonna unscrew that, make sure that I'm not leaking gas into my apartment. I'll do this. You just take it, press the steel against the flint, and there we go. Get a spark. And that I keep in the pot. Now also in the pot, besides the sponge, was an emergency saw, which I never really use, but I like to have, and it weighs nothing. So I might as well in case I need to cut up some trees or anything for fire. And I also have, I think this is 100 feet of paracord with just a basic carabiner at the end. And that is very useful for all kinds of things, mostly for holding up food bags, tying them up in trees so you don't get bears. Now for silverware, I just have a basic, I don't even remember the brand. Oh, Sea to Summit aluminum spoon slash, it's a spork and a knife combo held together with a little carabiner. Now, this stuff gets stored. Oh, and by the way, I love this mesh carry sack that this stuff comes in. It just helps keep everything nice and organized. So to store this stuff, what I like to do is take the pots and pans, stick them right in that middle pocket, nice and easy to find. And then the gas and stove, not this one, over here. Where'd my sporks go? Can I store those? No, they're under the bag, aren't they? Yep, there they are, okay. So on this side, the pack has a nice extra large pocket. Slip the gas can in there, and then the pocket right next to it go stove and utensils. Zip that up, and then click it, and that holds the gas in nice and tight. So these are just a couple of straps that I forgot the name of that hold stuff together. Now also in that middle pocket, I like to keep a couple of things. The TV remote does not come camping with me. I like to keep this, it's an emergency kit, whistle, fire starters, reflective mirror, compass, stuff like that. I'm not gonna open it up, it's emergencies only. That goes in the middle pocket. A handkerchief, which is really helpful when you've been cooking something and your cup is very hot, or your pot is very hot and you need to grab onto it. Middle pocket. And a headlamp. It's nothing fancy, just a variable high-low flash headlamp. It's great for seeing at night. That's what the headlamps are for. And that all goes in that middle pocket with the pots and pans. I'll also keep trail maps in there, a book sometimes. I like to take like old cowboy dime novels with me. They're just fun to read while I'm out in the woods. And that's everything that goes in that middle section. So let's zip that up. And now we're getting down to the end of it. Now I have a couple other of those waterproof sacks. The red one, I keep all my food in. This just has some like food that when I moved, I poured it all in here and haven't really stored it yet. Tea bags, coffee, hot chocolate, rice, mac and cheese, sugar, I guess basic stuff. Just some mishmash. That goes in the big pocket. And then the biggest of the waterproof sacks, the yellow one, I use to carry extra clothes, underwear, socks, anything that you're going to want to change on a regular basis. Also, great pillow. And that also goes in the middle pocket here. And then when I'm in the state of Vermont and I go out, I'll always take at least a handgun with me. And I like to take this. It's my Smith & Wesson Model 10. It's a bit heavy, but it's reliable. And I love this JP holster. This is an old police holster. Snaps great onto that middle, like your belly belt. I like the flap. It's going to stay in the holster. And again, a little bit heavy, but high quality. So that either goes on my belt or on the belt section of the pack. Now that's really it. I'm going to close up this pack and belt these, the tent and the sleeping pad on there, and I will be back to you in a minute to show you what the finished product looks like. So here we are, all tied up. Obviously, if I was leaving right now for a camping trip, these straps would be tied down. There'd be a little bit more food and stuff. The pockets would all be squared away. But basically, this is what it looks like when it's all done. I'm sorry about the mess in the background, guys. I'm just a slob. So, yeah. I've taken this out. Oh, I haven't done it yet this year since it's been so cold here. But this has come with me all over Vermont. I've done a few days on the long trail, a few days in some hiking trails. I have a couple spots locally that I really like to just go out for a night or two, stare at the water, just stay in the woods for a while. Every now and then I'll bring a rifle with me for either if it's hunting season or if I just want to do some target shooting. There's some great spots that I know that are deep in the woods. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you want a more in-depth review on anything I showed you, just leave a comment and I'll happily do it. If you like the video, think about clicking the thumbs up. Maybe subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.